We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! All right!
Yum, 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 yum.
Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
And hello, welcome to the Lunch Break Show. I am Josh. In the studio with me is Anna. Matt's in the production room, and here is Zach right there. Last minute, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals. You start off late, and then you also forget stuff. So it's one of those you kind of have to make do as you go along here. We are always on the fly at the Lunch Break Show.
We've got it together.
We got together.
Yeah, that much is true.
A busy weekend in news. We were trying to shuffle through some things to talk about. The first one will be an absolute fear of mine. This will be a fear of someday happening. My son going someplace nice that my wife and I like to go to.
Gotcha.
And completely ruining things for everyone. We had that kind of that moment of kind of at church when he like runs around and does stuff. But right now he's like 1, so it's super cute, like running around.
Sure.
Just trying to keep track of him. But this kid is I think 5. Is that right, Matt?
I need to pull up the story, but yeah, I think I believe the parents said he was 5 years old.
5 years old,
Yeah.
and he went to a fine art gallery. Which why you're taking a 5-year-old to a fine art gallery? Shame on you.
No,
Well,
come on.
It did include something I mentioned to a wedding. So I was even more confused. So I guess like there was a wedding happening in a gallery?
Yeah, that happens. Like, so my wife and I almost had our wedding, and it wasn't by like design, but we just both like the Trimmel Crow, and they have the Asian Art Museum there, and we almost had our reception and wedding both around the Asian Art Museum.
Awesome.
So that's I don't say it's a common thing, but it's not an unheard of thing.
Okay, so here's the story. Actually, he is 5 years old. This happened in Kansas City, and it happened at the Tomahawk Ridge Community Center, where they have
There you go.
They have whatever reason.
That's why a 5-year-old was there.
Yeah, for whatever reason they have this room that's decked out in fine art, including a very expensive. Well, I mean, I guess maybe as far as statues go, maybe not that expensive, but
Sure.
I'm sure for Kansas City, $132,000 statue for the Tomahawk Ridge Community Center is nothing to sneeze at.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, $132,000 for anything. You should have some sort of like protective barrier where at least kids couldn't get to it. Because I imagine no one should be touching that, correct?
I mean, I would think so. Yeah.
So, like, when I've been to museums, as I've traveled the world, I've seen like they've had like ropes, and like they even some have a red line, like a laser that goes. So if you stand too close, an alarm goes off as like a backup.
Especially in the time of selfies.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first mistake here is putting this in a place called community center. Like, it should be a museum. That's what that is. You go to a museum, you understand, like, you're at a museum. There's protective barriers around things. There's security. It's a museum, right? That's what that is. Putting a community center implies, like, community and friendship, and everybody come hang out and check out our cool statue that you can touch.
Yeah.
Maybe a mistake.
It's also kind of, allowing art to be consumed in unexpected places.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand that. But at the same time, it's like, well...
There are museums in Kansas,
happened.
right? That is, they do have those there.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've just heard about it.
One would think.
Sure.
Kansas, there is at least the major cities in Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas is a lovely town.
Oh, they got a lot going on
I've been there and they have really good barbecue.
Isn't Google headquartered out there?
No.
No?
That's where
Are
they
you
started.
sure?
But that's where they started
Okay.
Google Fiber.
Gotcha.
That's where that
first
kicked
kicked
off.
off. I thought that's because that's where their headquarters were.
Headquarters are in California.
Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's near San Francisco. Either way, the whole point is and there's a comment here about Megan that Megan made that said, "Do you think a rope's going to stop a 5-year-old?" And no, it's not. But that's why if you're a parent and you're taking your kid where you know there's expensive things around,
Sure.
maybe don't let him just run.
You want to go to the tape on this one?
Let's go to the tape. Let's
Ooh.
roll that footage.
So there's no audio here, but if you watch, you see the family is walking past the statue, which is right there, kind of in the middle of the screen. The kid's reaching up to. In fact, I don't think that's the kid that actually breaks it. I think this is the kid that ends up breaking it. So,
Yep.
zoom in here. He climbs up. He touches it. Walks away. Everything seems okay. The family, the dad, clearly corralling the children there, and we jump forward in time where they come back through and. The kid just can't get enough of this statue.
Oh man.
Oh, I see.
Oh no!
Oh no.
And the brother walks up. I assume that's his brother there on the
On
the
point.
right.
Yeah, he's on point.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
What does he do? Is he like
I mean, he's
grabbing
not-
it?
Yeah.
What are these people down at the bottom?
Oh.
I mean,
Scatter!
he's lucky he didn't get hurt. I'm sure that thing's not. I'm sure that thing's heavy.
Oh,
And
there he
then-
goes.
Yeah. And now this lady springs into action because now she gets to scold some children.
Oh no.
They run off.
Yeah, they should have done that a long time ago.
A hardened criminal.
The moment that thing falls off the stand, I'm immediately
Yeah, I'm
scatter.
gone.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, she's got that thing in between
Yes.
her line of sight, so maybe she couldn't really see it all that well. You can tell she sat forward.
Yeah.
And I think that's the worst part of being a kid and breaking something when the parents sit up. Like, what's going on? Like
Oh,
the
hey, wait.
escalation of events.
Suddenly
like,
they know
oh
you're
no,
up to
yeah,
something.
here it comes. They're gonna get angry.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So the mom with the interview because they're making the family pay the $132,000 price tag.
Sure.
For that sculpture.
So they have to cover it.
They have to cover it. I'm sure there's insurance that covers that kind of stuff, but still, at
Yeah,
the end of the
the-
day, artwork was destroyed and your kids are responsible.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I would agree there's insurance, but if there was, like, why would the parents pay it, right? Like, if there was insurance, that would cover it. So it sounds like maybe there wasn't.
No, the insurance billed them saying that
That's
per-
how much it
per the
costs
law,
after the insurance.
No, just per the law,
You got to cover it.
you're liable. So
because you left your kid loose.
Yeah, insurance may have covered it in that there's an earthquake or a fire or an act of God. You can't sue him.
Right.
So or,
Not with that
or
attitude.
her. I don't want to offend. So I think the issue for me is like, is it fair? Is it fair that the kid has to, or the parents have to pay for the kids' inactions? Because I love the mom. The mom goes, he was just trying to give the statue a hug, which he was not. That hand was totally copping a feel.
Right.
That kid was going.
He
for
was not
glory.
hugging the statue.
Yeah.
Was it? Do we know? Like, is there a closer picture of the statue? It was a female. Not
It
that
looked
really
like
makes a
it.
Yeah,
difference,
it's
but-
yeah.
female.
Yeah, from far away, I thought it was. I thought it was
Yeah.
a male statue. Then I realized he was putting his hands, and thought, okay, maybe not. Which, by the way, parents just seem to be cool with that. Whoever
Yeah.
those adults were like, who cares? Is it fair? It's a good question, right? I don't know, Josh. What do you think?
I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I guess if we want to be fair about this, I don't think the community center put enough any precaution in place whatsoever
That
to
is
keep
true.
anybody from knocking that thing over. It just seemed to be on an open pedestal that you could have easily bumped into. There's no. I mean, yeah. Obviously, a red rope is not going to stop a 5-year-old, but it could. But it could do something.
Right.
At least keep. It warn you. Hey, don't get too close to this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could just walk straight up to that thing and touch it.
I agree. Like making them eat the whole cost hurts. Because yeah, you're right. Like it was so easy to access this thing. A kid could climb up on it multiple times, and that was easy. But at the same time, you break it, you buy it, right? That's the deal.
Yeah, I agree. I think they had it up high because you saw the kids step up on like a little makeshift step to get to it.
Yeah.
I think the parents should have been there to help out, and they weren't. You said when you have a 5-year-old, shenanigans are going to happen.
Sure.
So yeah, it's one of those things that you can't just see what happens, and if you're off at a reception, you can't lose track of your kids. That's on you.
Yeah. Like they ran back into that room wherever their parents were. They were not anywhere near them.
Yeah, no.
So
But at the same time, I feel for the parents. I mean, like,
Sure.
I am not a parent, but I can imagine you cannot keep an eye on your kids like 24/7 every minute of your life. So I'm kind of like, if the kid is already up for naughty business,
Naughty business.
I mean,
Clearly.
I would be obviously on the lookout for naughty stuff. But at the same time, and like, yeah, I guess the community center had no protection for the art.
It's kind of like saying, though, like if you're driving your car, like obviously you can't be like 100% all the time. You can't always be like checking all your angles and all your mirrors. And, there's times when you have an accident and you get into a car wreck, but you're still liable. Like ultimately, it's on you to drive safe, and even if you're responsible 99.9% of that time, that 0.0% that you weren't, that's when you have to pay up. So it's one of those deals. I think parents, it is a $132,000 reminder not to lose track of your pervert kid who's trying to cop a feel in the old. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have been that same kid. Totally would have been that same kid. Just didn't break anything. So, hey, there you go. You can. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna have more. I think we have a story about our favorite realtor for Real News PR. We gotta show you the video. That and more when we come right back.
O'clock at night. I don't see that as being a typical process, nor is it a typical process to be working on.
We've got to go now. I want to thank you both. Thank you. All right, it's back to you, Jim.
Ollie, don't let her go away. That's what. Does she have a response to that? Is she still there?
What's that?
Did the lady just leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. We should have kept that discussion.
She's back if you want her.
Yes.
She heard you.
Yes.
What'd you like to know?
I would like to know a response to what the gentleman said. The gentleman's a very effective spokesperson for the company, but obviously the people who live there are not satisfied with his explanation.
Right. So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Well, I don't know.
Here's Ernest DeMillo.
I love it.
Oh, God. Nothing better than seeing two old men fight on TV.
It's half cringy, half like props to you, man. It's hard to watch it, and it's hilarious at the same time.
It's going to be one awkward Christmas party.
It's an older fight, but it checks out. There's got to be some more modern newscast fights, right?
I have to think so, yeah.
Because that's the best one I know, but there's got to be others.
That one's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh,
it's really, really great.
Yeah, like trying to keep it under control and tamp down for the audience, but like that seething hatred for each other just comes out. Oh, it's the greatest.
That's also one of the things that you see on, like I said, I've seen Dale Hansen do a time or two when someone like steps on his sports story.
Sure. Yeah.
There is that one.
He's been known to
find that one real quick.
He's been one to call out a reporter or two.
Dale.
Old Dale. Double Dale Hansen.
Dale.
He does not pull a punch.
No.
And Dale Hansen is a well-known and well-respected, in case you're watching Dale.
He has to be.
Sports, I guess, anchor, right?
Yeah.
Sports reporter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the sports. He's bigger than a sports reporter. He's more like a sports icon of newscaster.
Got
He's
it.
a sports newscaster. There we go.
Newscaster. Yes.
Yeah, he is in his older age has become much more. The word is crotchety. Like just very like just vinegar and
salt and vinegar in there.
Salt and vinegar, yeah. And he just
yeah.
So there was a story that Matt's looking for.
Yeah.
Where a guy going to tease the sports report, but I think gave away too much in the tease. And Dale wasn't going to have it. So Dale fired back. Do we have that?
I think this is. I haven't been able to preview it, but I think this is it.
Here we go.
So we'll all find out together.
This is just for me, but they didn't leave one for you. Which explains why you were hiding in the bathroom.
This may be a different one.
I'm on my own here. I'm living by myself. Oh, good. All right, let's talk about that DC.
Yeah,
that was a different one. I apologize for that. That was some live producing that went wrong.
Oh gosh, yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, still a clip of Dale Hansen being eccentric.
So we have a fun story about a realtor that we found, and I want to make her, if she didn't live in Los Angeles, she would be the official Real News PR realtor, because she is crazy. I can't pronounce her last name, but her first name is Veronica, and then it's Recinos.
Hang on, I gotta check that.
I'll tell you why I'm interested in this, because you sent this over the weekend to all of us, and everybody watched it except me. I watched it with no volume, so the imagery's great. I can't wait to see what actually happens.
Veronica Recinos.
Veronica Recinos,
or as we say here in Texas, Veronica Recinos.
Exactly.
Oh, Veronica.
Recinos.
Yeah, ranch. So here's her. She has like promo videos that she has for her realtor company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here is one of many, by the way, of her promo videos.
Hi everyone, it's Veronica Recinos again with Century 21 Home and Investment. It's the beginning of the month again, and rent is due again. You know, it's very lovely because now you have to pay your rent again and you have to pay your landlord's mortgage. Well, very beautiful. But stop whining about it. You know why? Because here at Century 21 Home and Investment, we're having a home buyer seminar tomorrow at 6 p.m. That's right. The Los Angeles No Renter Left Behind movement was made just for you, the renter who thinks they can buy a house. Yes, you can buy a house, so keep on thinking that way. Don't let nobody take that mentality away from you. All we want to do is make sure that you come into a home, you can afford your mortgage, and that you can afford to buy a house. Please give me a call for your free tickets at 562-415-6105. You know why? Because tomorrow I'm going to show you how to be a homeowner. Hi everyone, it's Veronica Recinos again with
I mean,
fierce.
Wow.
I mean, say no to that woman. I dare you.
Yeah. So here's my first thought, and it shows you a little bit about who I am. Is who's cleaning up that glass?
Oh yeah, you know she didn't do it.
That was
no
a
way.
basketball court that kids play on. You're throwing wine glasses down.
No, that's the first thing I thought. Like nobody cleaned that up. They left it, guaranteed. They're
just
in a public
walked off.
park. Yep, they were. It's fine. Like they didn't bring out a broom and dustpan for that. That's aggressive.
I mean, what I love about it is she didn't go to a property to do this. She didn't go somewhere like, you know, inspiring, like, this is a home, you could do that, la, la, la. No, she goes to the local park.
Or the community center.
The community center.
Where you can break things.
Yeah, exactly, where no one will bat an eye. Like, it's so aggressive that I am afraid of looking that woman in the eye.
And you could tell it was like so, like she had thought it out in her head. Like it's going to be
she was
so
ready.
great
She was
and
ready to go.
dramatic. Yeah, and I'll be casual and then smash a glass and get all, and like it comes off totally half-baked and I love it.
Oh, yeah, because the thing is, it doesn't even match with her story. Like,
No,
it's not talking about like people are whining and complaining to me about buying a homeowner. It's just like, she's just saying, hey, you don't have to live this way. Stop whining about it. But
I could have used another pass.
Yeah, could have used a rewrite before you went over to the final edit.
Yeah.
I don't understand her. And then if you go through her actual feed, which I did obviously because I was looking for more gems like that. She wears more like, what are the suits that are like a jumper, like where the pants and the shirt are tied together? Jumpsuit. She wears more, and they're all different colors. She has to own like 50 jumpsuits.
Wow.
It's just super impressive the kind of stuff that Veronica puts into her wardrobe. But you're right. As a realtor, if I'm Century 21, I say stop using our name.
Yeah, cool.
Don't do that.
Settle down.
You're damaging our brand. I'm sorry. 'Cause again, that's like you have to realize that in the world of internet, that doesn't just stay in the local community where she's trying to market to. That goes worldwide. I think that our story. I originally saw that on BuzzFeed, so that's already a national story now.
Yeah.
She's made a name for herself as being the loudmouth, wine throwing. Veronica, whatever her last name was.
Well, to be fair, it's got all the hits of a viral video, doesn't it? It's cringy. It's got, like Christine said, a real life "let me see your manager" wine mom, which is exactly what she looks like. She'd totally be the woman who's like, "Let me speak to your manager right now," like aggressive and like. Oh man, I love it. Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Thank you for sending that. I'm sorry, I ignored it.
Excuse
me.
My first two thoughts, I said, Century 21 should be on high alert. She is dropping that name like it is free.
Sure.
And the other one is, Anna has a good point. Who would ever say no to her? She's like, oh, this is a beautiful house. You should buy it. You should buy it.
Yeah.
Done. All right.
Well, she may be great.
Alternatively, who would ever
person
say yes? Would you buy a house from her? Probably not. I'd be like, I'm going to go with like a subdued, low down realtor.
We're not her. Clearly, we're not her demo.
That's true.
But the truth is, she may be the kind of person that she will inspire anyone to get her as a realtor because she will fight for you.
Yeah.
She'll get you the house through the ways, and maybe we don't want to speak about.
You don't want to know how I got this house at so low.
She will just get it for you.
I appreciate that Megan mentioned the comments that she was out of glasses by the last take. Like she had smashed them.
I'd love to know how many times they went through.
I was going to say, I'm going to offer a counter based on the fact that I didn't see anything else on the ground. That was probably the first and only. Yeah. They were like, one take, it's done. Like, let's just move on. It's
they
great.
may have had to move locations.
I hope so. I hope they put
broken
more
too
work
much
in
wine
this.
in one location.
I hope there's an outtake reel out there. I really do. But I wonder if they put that much thought into it.
Maybe she left a trail of broken and wine.
Broken glass.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Broken wine glasses. Take a quick break. When we come back, we have potholes and potheads. One company has everything you could want in a restaurant. That and more coming up next. Why would you ever do that slide?
I don't know.
That's the kind of slide you watch your friend do once and laugh about and then move on. Like, they take turns. Everybody does it.
So if you're in the audio-only section of the show, you will notice there was you can go back and watch. There's a video that we just played of a slide in Japan that appears to be like 45 stories high. And like it winds around, and you get some actual speed built up.
In the article that was linked to, someone did the math and said people get up to at least 15 miles an hour, which is pretty fast when you're lying on your back coming down a hill.
Yeah, and then the stopping pad is like 4 feet long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way
Just empties
possible.
onto a sidewalk.
Right,
Yeah.
followed by sand, then a curb, and then
Concrete.
Yeah. And then some grass if you can make it that far. Like, just aggressive.
Yeah, like there should be like a net or like an inflatable pool at the bottom.
Yeah.
At least something to like catch you and like slow you down, make it fun. That would be more fun to me than just the slide to nowhere. I've seen those videos. There's someplace out in the hill country heading down toward Austin that's a water park, and it has like this huge slide where you slide and it just takes you up and you land into a pool, but you can get like 20, 30 feet in the air. Just and like
Forget
flying,
that.
yeah,
No.
flying
Where is
squirrel
this?
land.
Austin?
It's in Texas. Like I think it's somewhere in the hill country.
Okay.
Is it not Schlitterbahn?
No, like it's just all they have is just like giant slide. Like the slide is like the size of a building.
That's their claim to fame.
Yeah,
That's
and
so-
it's super wide, so you can go down like 5 people at a time, 10 people at a time. They just like how no one's died is beyond me.
That's those good old fashioned like redneck shenanigans that people in the hill country love to do. Like let's make some ridiculous contraption, run a 4-wheeler over it, or let's get a bulldozer and hook up a rope and it'll be like a rope swing. Like just you've seen that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Absurd. Great, hilarious, but also very dangerous. Don't do that. So yeah.
We did that when I was in not that exactly, but
Well, no.
when I was in Oklahoma, we had for school we had a snow day in college, and so we would take the trays from the cafeteria and
Yeah.
take our trucks
Yeah.
and go because the streets are closed, so find like some back road and then just like surf on the
Right.
lunch trays
Yeah.
by holding a rope attached to your pumper. Hindsight, again, surprised no one died.
All right.
I think
I believe we are back.
Are we really?
Yes.
So we're back live now?
We're back live.
We're back
Oh,
live!
great. Hey,
Yay!
we did it.
So potholes and potheads. We got off on a weird tangent there for a second, but we're back.
It's like
Potholes
we
and
never
potheads
left.
is
Yeah.
a thing that Domino's is doing. They're not calling it potholes and potheads. They're just calling it potholes. But they're actually going out and you can, on the Domino's app, when you find a pothole, you can mark it. And they have a Domino's like gravel truck that goes around and just fills potholes for you, helping Americans do anything they can to help Americans, which is great. I think it's a ingenious way to do marketing.
I think it's a clever way to market. I'm disappointed Domino's, frankly, has the ability to do it.
Why?
Because, like, why isn't there any kind of, like, first off, why are there potholes for Domino's to fill? Step one. And
Because cities are
Step
taxed.
two,
Sure.
what, can anybody just go rent a cement mixer and start pouring pothole?
First
like,
off, it's not
Is
cement.
isn't there some kind of regulation? Like, somebody has to oversee
Yes,
that,
you do.
right?
I imagine. in order to
I don't
do
know if
that.
I trust the quality of Domino's potholes.
Here, I don't think they're getting the actual like pizza guys, the guy that normally spins the pies, to go out there and tamp down some gravel.
Right.
I think what's happening is Domino's says, "Hey, we have a lot of potholes in your town. Here's the money that it would cost to have your guys go out and fill that your taxpayers don't have to and do the cost. We're going to put Domino's labeling on the side of the truck for a day. You're going to go out and you're going to fill these potholes. Cool." And the city, like Plano, would be like, "Cool,
Yeah.
thanks," and they go out and they do it.
I don't know. I guess I don't know how it works, but I imagine the city probably has to contract with some sort of crew that does this. I don't know if there are city-owned crews that go out and fill potholes. I imagine they work with someone who, a construction company that does this kind of work. So it seems like it would be easy enough for Domino's then to just go to them and say, "Hey, clear it with the city, but we'll help fund this."
I guess
filling these potholes.
The only really my problem with this is ideologically, like, why is a pizza company filling potholes? Like, that
Because
doesn't.
for
And why
marketing.
not?
Well, yeah, for marketing that's
Yeah.
great, but like I don't know. I'm looking at the bigger picture. Like, good God, infrastructure's falling apart, and the
not-
pizza company's picking it up. Like,
It's
really?
not infrastructure's falling apart.
I know. And for marketing, it's way better than IHOB. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree.
They're actually doing a service.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those things that I can't find a reason to scoff at, because you're right. There are issues that I wish, the city of Dallas, like fixing 35. 35 is the worst stretch of road I've ever been on from 635 south all the way down to downtown Dallas.
It's rough.
It is abysmal. But at the same time, that money has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And so taxpayers' cash is put in other places to help out for other things. And I'm assuming the people I vote to keep in office have a grasp on the best way to budget that out. That's probably naive. I'm sure it is.
Right. Based on what's happening with Domino's, at least in that one place, they clearly don't.
Yeah. Well, no, I think based on Domino's, what they're saying is like, look, this is a hole we can literally fill. All it takes is the money and manpower.
But where do the corporate sponsorships start, Josh? It starts with
There.
potholes.
Yeah.
It ends with I don't know, Domino's building a bridge, and this bridge brought to you by Domino's
I would be
because
totally fine with
the
that.
government you pay taxes to couldn't handle it, so
They-
we're gonna have to do it for you.
Yeah, and they already have that. They have that today. They sponsor roads. They sponsor highways. Tracts of land is brought to you by different companies who help clean it and maintain it.
But do we need to have company names on everything? Does everything have to be like brought to you by this company? This would be impossible if not for pizza and the power of one entrepreneur way back in the day who decided to start
Why
a
not?
pizza company.
If they're paying for it, they ought to put their name on it.
It
I
doesn't
guess
raise
so.
your property tax. It doesn't affect my bottom line. I don't care what you put a Domino's tag on.
I appreciate the simplicity of these things, right? A road is a road. A bridge is a bridge. Like, it doesn't need to be an ad for a company. And Domino's, while I appreciate them doing it, because clearly nobody else is, and I respect it, I don't know. It's just one more thing, I guess. It's one more.
Do you have a problem with the adopt a highway model, where they put up a sign and say this mile stretch of highway is
Kinda, yeah.
How dare you?
Kind of the same thing.
Well,
Like, really?
Why? Like, why do you have
We're
a problem with
leasing
that?
out highways?
Well,
like,
they're
the
not,
whole
they're
reason
not taking it over. They're not collecting tolls. They're just saying we're putting money towards the cleaning of this portion of the highway.
Right.
Which really just means we're putting money towards the cleaning of highways, and we get to put a sign up.
Right, but then somewhere along the way, they're like, well, we don't have to allocate tax money for cleaning highways anymore. We'll just let other companies do it and throw their name on it. And that's how this pothole thing feels. Like, what's next?
So
We're
the
just gonna
tax
have
money
other
could go somewhere
companies
else.
filling pot. Yeah, but like, where does it go?
It goes to help other things.
Right, but it doesn't go to infrastructure. It doesn't go to places where it needs to
How
go.
do you know that?
Because if it did, then the Domino's wouldn't be filling potholes.
I mean, arguably, the infrastructure is being taken care of,
I
so
guess
they can
so.
send the money somewhere else.
So, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a house. This house has $100,000 worth of repair that needs to be done to it.
Yeah.
You have $20,000. Someone comes along and says, "Hey, I'll paint for 10. You won't have to cover that. I am going to put my logo on the side and the bottom. You can't see it. It'll be very, very small. It'll affect no one."
Right.
Do you go, no, my 20 should be able to stretch to cover the whole 100,000?
Sure.
Or do I go, great, that's 10,000 that I don't have to worry about, that I can focus on the other 20 going somewhere else?
All right, well, a couple things. One, the difference here is the company painting my house got an article in BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Made news.
Yeah.
It was much more than a little logo down in the bottom corner. This
But
is a huge
The
advertising
effect
thing for
on
them.
your life.
Two, if I had if I had a house with $100,000 in repairs and I only had $20,000, I might think about moving. Because clearly I'm in a place where I have made a bed that I can't lie in, right?
No.
I guess so.
That's
like I
too
said,
far.
as far as Domino's marketing is concerned, I brilliant. Super clever. And I'm into it. And hey, they're making the city better. So who does it really hurt at the end of the day? Nobody. It's just ideologically, for some reason, this one rubs me the wrong way. And
There's a
it's
little
typical
Domino's stamp, and that's too far.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about it that bugs me.
How big does the Domino's stamp need to be where it's not a problem anymore?
How big can it get before it is a problem? Like what if it's the whole
What,
thing?
they're going to paint the entire road?
What if the whole pothole is a Domino's box?
That's what it
Domino's.
is. I mean, if you look at the picture of it, which I guess I would
Right.
get, but if you look at the picture of it, it's just a big stamp saying Domino's was here
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what
Hey,
it says, but
If in Plano, every stop sign was brought to you by Dairy Queen, and Dairy Queen officially wanted to be the stop sign of Texas.
Right.
And we're going to pay for the manufacturer and installment of every single stop sign, I would be fine
There's
with it.
got to be a line between business and government, right? Between democracy and capitalism. This is blurring it. And that's all I'm saying is it's weird, and I'm not a big fan. Like, I'd rather we work out a way where we can govern ourselves and say, okay, well, why don't we have people that can do that and people who pay a fee towards it? Like, if we have companies cutting in and like, ooh, this would be a great buy for advertising.
Yeah.
Like maybe we're in a weird place. Maybe we should be doing things a little differently. Maybe that doesn't add up. But you're right. Hey, the holes are getting filled, and Domino's gets theirs, and everybody's happy. So great. They got a great hand toss crust, folks.
As the foreigner, I have to jump in.
Please do.
So in Portugal and the UK where I lived, I don't remember ever seeing, and at least when I was living in Portugal, there was nothing like sponsor a highway. So the cost to the government, first, Portugal is a poor country, so everything that gets out of like health insurance and everything else for infrastructure is not great. So this, I think it's great. Like, it's corporate responsibility. Like, people need to stop, in my opinion, people need to stop thinking that the government has to do for everything. Sure, you pay your taxes, but I mean, we don't pay enough taxes to fix everything. This is such a big country that if a company wants to do their corporate responsibility and pay it forward, why not? Like, it's your responsibility. You're getting tax breaks probably in some of these places or some other form of like benefit. So why not give it back? Plus, I just fit quick round it up. Wasn't Domino's that were they had a lot of they faced backlash because of the NFL game?
That was Papa John's.
Papa John's. I kept on thinking.
Which coming this summer, Papa John's Parkway will connect 183 to.
Like I don't think Papa John deserves to have his name on that. I just don't. Like, and if you pay for it, that's one thing. That's great. But like, you're not in the road business. Like, you're in the pizza business. The road should be handled by the society in which that uses them.
That's the genius part of it, is because they said, hey, our drivers have to drive these roads every single day, delivering hot, fresh, delicious pizza to you. Mm-hmm. So not only are we saving your cars, we're saving our employees' cars.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, there's a
like I said, brilliant marketing. I can't slam the marketing. Whoever came up with this deserves a freaking raise at the very least.
I really don't have a problem. And people are saying, taxes should be managed in a way, or we should pay more taxes. But that's not ideal for everybody. I mean, you're talking about if you raise taxes, you're hitting a portion of the population that is already stretched. Sure. So if you can say, all right, we pay this amount of taxes, it can't cover the amount of things that we want government to take care of. Mm-hmm. So if there is somebody out there, whether it be an altruistic person who's just donating a bunch of money, or whether it be a company who says, look, we can handle this money, and if all it means is we put a stamp that says, oh, yes, we did, and put a little domino on top of a pothole.
Fine.
Like, I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. Like, it's if it can offset something that, sure, maybe things need to be managed in a better way, but if we're not willing to take tax increases, and if we're saying that, like, sure, the richest among us won't be hurt, but if we increase taxes, they're probably going to be increased across the board, especially for something like this, which is property taxes. They're going to be increased across the board. So, like, I don't have a problem with this, really.
Yeah, you guys see, like, you see this and you see, like, a brilliant marketing tactic in a way that's, like, help the citizens in a way that's beneficial to everybody at a low cost. I see this and I see a government that feels like it's failing its people. A local government, to be fair. Like, wherever this, I don't even remember where this happened. Like, it just seems like you guys dropped the ball, and, like, lucky you, Domino's bailed you out this time. But it starts with potholes. Where does it stop? When does it end? Yeah. Is it a bridge falling apart and you expect Papa John to come out and fix it? Like, I don't know. So that's...
I mean, potholes are relatively inexpensive when it comes to the... You're talking about a bridge that's millions of dollars. Well, potholes, like, what is this, a few thousand?
Potholes also only take a few years to develop. Bridges falling apart takes a little longer, and you forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't know.
I don't have a whole lot
here.
Zach is standing on
Excuse
his
my
stump.
soapbox.
Yeah, he is standing there for a while. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have Cupdate 2018. Fans celebrate so hard, they register on the Richter scale. That and more coming up next on the lunch break.
Here's Milky, the marvelous milking cow. It's fun to milk her, gonna do it right now. She drinks the water when we pump her tail. She's raising her head, it's milking time now. Her pretend milk is a feeling the pail.
She drinks water and gives pretend milk.
Milky, the marvelous milking cow. Milky, the marvelous milking cow with pretend milk tablets. She's new from Kenner.
Mattel's new baby secret. She whispers just to you. Her lips really move.
I want to tell you something.
It's almost unbelievable. Get Mattel's new baby secret so you can have fun keeping secrets together.
Oh my God! The nightmares I would have.
Oh man,
Terrifying.
First thing, there's a couple. One, the milk thing. 3 times in a 30-second ad, they had to say pretend in front of milk. Pretend milk. They wanted everybody to know it's not real, don't drink it, which I assume that kid would do. And second, brilliant ad, Matt, both of those. I love the one with the whispering kid.
Milky the cow.
Yeah, I mean, the jingle is on point.
Solid.
But having the little kids pull the things, I'm out. Before we get into the cup date,
Here's Milky, the marvelous milking cow.
Roll it again.
It's fun to
It's so
milk her,
gross.
gonna do it right now. She drinks the water when we pump her tail. She's raising her head.
That's
It's
not how real
milking
cows
time
work.
Now. Her pretend milk is a feeling the pail.
Fill in the pail?
Yeah, fill in the pail. Yeah, so you gotta squeeze.
Love it.
So before we get into the cup date, I just gotta tell you what just happened live here in the RNCN studios.
Oh yeah.
We're in here doing our show as we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 until 1. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And the whole staff, the whole office knows this is where we are from 12 to 1 doing a show.
Right.
Our video team, I don't want to say our arch rivals, but definitely close.
Our
The others.
The other people that deal with videography.
Sure.
Stroll down here, all nonchalant, walking her in.
Yeah.
Walk into another room that we have an access we can see in.
Another studio.
Take 2 of our lights and stroll out. And the way that they ask, is that cool? Is with like a head nod and like a, is this upstairs?
As they're
Like,
carrying the lights, like waving,
Yeah.
like this is cool, right?
Can we take your property and go with it, or is that not a thing?
Picture the Pink Panther kind
Yeah.
of like chasing someone or something.
It was
Yeah.
brilliant.
You know what I
Because we
mean?
can't. What are we gonna do? Come out and stop you?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
we're in the middle of a show. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So
They knew the perfect time to strike.
Well done.
well done, video crew.
Tip of the hat.
Bringing in our very own one and only Andrew Draper. Andy, how's it going there, sir?
It's going great.
You are a big, I don't want to say fanatic. We brought you up last Friday about the guy that you were the guy that wanted to go work, air
Yes.
quotes, upstairs to watch the game. And I saw a lot more watching the game than I saw typing. But again, hey, it's World
It's
Cup.
a balance.
It's a balance.
Right.
So you are our World Cup correspondent, giving us our cup date. The one thing I did want to talk about is the Mexico-Germany game.
Right.
Because no one saw that coming.
I thought you were just gonna stop and no one saw that. I was like, I didn't. Sorry, no one saw that coming. Yeah, whatever it was.
So I went to go see this on Sunday morning with Amanda. We went to a bar, and it was completely packed. They turned us away. It was like the World Cup nativity. We had to go find another bar
The World Cup
at 10
nativity.
a.m. on Sunday morning, which we found, which was primarily filled with Mexico fans.
Which is good.
Yeah, to Amanda's dismay. It was an incredible game. Mexico played incredibly. Germany, who are the former champions and have won the World Cup 3 times.
Oh, wow.
They just didn't play very well, and both teams had a lot of chances. It was a really good game, and then Mexico came out on top. And this is a trend of a lot of the top teams not really doing real well. Brazil tied Switzerland 1-1 as well, so a lot of the favorites not really doing
I
well.
want to bring up USA undefeated in the World Cup. They have not lost a game. They did not get into the World Cup, so that's probably why.
Right.
But that's one of those, yeah, you're right, weird things you're kind of seeing a lot more of is teams just not meeting the expectations. Like, I wanted to see much more out of Spain than what I saw. I wanted to, Germany, obviously, I expected a lot more.
Everyone did.
I mean, I think it's one of those deals. I think Mexico fans were optimistic. masochistic because you root for Mexico, obviously. But I don't think anyone, like if they were placing a bet, would be like, clearly we're going to win. Here's the reasons why. It was just a, hey, I hope we do. And when they did, people lost their minds to the effect. They cheered so hard, it registered on the Richter scale.
Yes.
So it came off as an earthquake was happening in Mexico.
A very small earthquake.
Yeah.
Pretty much the moment it happened, and experts are theorizing it's because everybody in the stadium started jumping up and down. Yeah, and that's enough to get things to rock a little bit.
So there you go. Don't say soccer or football is not a serious sport there.
Literally made the world move.
This is what we watch. We watch for the drama.
That's right. You watch for the
For
game.
the upsets.
Hey, real quick. Why is Germany not doing so well? Do they like swap team members out, or is it just an off?
I don't really
year?
know. I mean, they didn't play poorly. They're just. I mean, they were supposed to come in and dominate, and they just didn't.
You'd think, yeah. Weird.
They're like that horse on the large race. They're taking it easy on the first
Sure.
lap, pacing ourselves.
That's right.
You know, but the hard part is when you're that favored, it can be hard to kind of like get yourself hyped up, psyched up to go out there and play a game.
Yeah.
That's why they say often a 2-0 lead in soccer is the most dangerous lead you can have.
Easy to blow it.
Because it's easy to blow a 2-0 lead because you kind of get comfortable and then you make a mistake and then all of a sudden now it's one lead and the other team has all the momentum and it's that balance of trying to just keep them out. It becomes a struggle. So I like watching soccer. I haven't been able to, since I've cut the cord, haven't been able to watch many of the games live because there's no place to actually watch them.
On the internet, there's like...
Well, I mean, you can get like those like illegal feeds. I'm always afraid of getting viruses.
As a law-abiding citizen, you know, I wouldn't know anything about this.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, you went upstairs to watch it, and my option was just find an illegal stream on Twitter, like I did the Floyd Mayweather fight. Isn't that why? Why can't you watch it online? I guess it's like television ads, and that's the deal with cable
YouTube
companies.
TV,
What's the
YouTube
most
TV.
of the
YouTube TV?
You pay
but-
$10 and you can watch it.
Whoa,
I think the number of the
$10?
games you can find online, but a lot of the big ones, you're not going to be able to find streams for.
Is that just like exclusive sponsorships?
Probably.
No,
What is that? Yeah, because I mean it's the same thing with a lot of sporting events. I've seen people trying to keep up with baseball. They like have an app that tells them the score, but they can't watch the footage. I'm like, why can't you see that? What's what's holding them back?
NBC, ABC, CBS, they pay for the feed.
It. They pay for it. Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they pay
Okay.
for the feed, and they're not going to give
It's
it away.
not public access.
Yeah.
It's a company exclusively.
and
And they're filling all the potholes around the city.
That's one
Funny.
of the,
Thank you for bringing that back. Yeah.
That's one of the things. Like Fox owns this, so it's on like Fox Soccer, it's on Fox Sports, it's on those kind of things. I was hoping Saturday morning there'd be one on actual Fox, like Channel 4 here in Dallas, because I have that. I have the antenna up in the attic, but it was golf. They even have not to knock on golf temporarily, a side thing. They had an hour and a half of like the warm-ups for golf.
Oh wow!
If you're not napping for the actual tournament for the U.S. Open, it was the guys like getting ready to tee off and like practice chipping.
People love
I was
putting
like,
the golf on.
Who is watching this?
I got a buddy that works at the ticket. I guarantee him and everybody else over there were like watching intently, like watching the warm-ups. Ooh, look at that swing.
I bet it's just people waiting for the thing to open, so they just put it on the channel and walk away until the tournament
like,
starts.
well, that'll
like,
be fine.
It had a countdown, hour and a half until first tee off.
Yeah.
And then you just saw like comment like, who's the poor commentator who has to talk about the warm-ups?
Fill an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, you see there, Bob, his chip stroke was spot on. It was about a 45-degree angle, and then he slides it through for a perfect connection.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's that for an hour and a half. Oh my god.
90 minutes.
Like that was. I want to watch this just to see how these guys banter for an hour and a half. That is
impressive.
a professional.
What do you talk about?
So there you go. That is our Cupdate. Any surprises happening today that we want to be aware of, or anything that's coming up today?
So the big game today is England versus Tunisia. England has historically not done very well at the World Cup. They always kind of choke. They don't play well as a team. They have a lot of stars. They have a huge league, the Premiership there, but they just don't play very well together. So they usually get to the next round and then choke.
Go ahead.
Is that because a lot of the stars that play in the Premier League, they play against each other? So they're like fierce rivals for 3 years, and then they have to like come to practice and be like, hey. Or do you think it's like other professional sports where they know it's just a game?
I think it's the fact that they're all stars and they all want to be the star and not play as as a group, and that's what you need.
Yeah,
You need-
the egos.
You need one Ronaldo, one Messi, and the rest just you guys are there to pass him
Kicking
the
in the
ball.
ball.
Yeah,
When you say
give
that, but
them
the Dream
ball.
Team did it, baby.
That's true. The
Dream Team.
basketball. Is there any other sport the U.S. dominates other than basketball?
Oh gosh, I'd say
Football?
baseball, but
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, the sport that we only play.
Yeah.
Football.
football.
Gymnastics?
Maybe.
We're good. Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
There you
Good
go.
gymnastics.
Thank you for that, Anna. There you go. That is our Cupdate. We'll bring Andy back on again as the World Cup goes on for the sport that I'm trying to follow but can't really do that well. So Andy, you're our only hope.
All
Hopefully
right.
you can pull through. That is our show for today. Thank you guys so much. You can tune again on Wednesday right here at 12 o'clock for more Lunch Break Show. Have a phenomenal day.